We would like to find the probability that a standard normal z is between two values. The table that we have that we can link to and that's in the back of our book is set up to let us find the probability that we are less than a number. So we need to somehow manipulate this formula to get it in terms of strictly less than a value. How you will do this if you have the value being, the z being trapped between two numbers, is to think about starting with the probability that you're less than the bigger number. If we draw our picture, we're centered at 0 and we've got a negative 1.52. We could begin by taking that whole probability, which is something we can look up in our table. But what we've done is captured too much because we only want z to be greater than the negative 2.61, so we don't want this chunk over here. So let's get rid of that by subtracting that piece off. So we'll subtract off this probability of being less than negative 2.61, which is also something we can look up in our table. What we'll be left with then, if we think about this in terms of our picture, is we took everything to the left of negative 1.52, but then we chopped off this piece to the left of negative 2.61, and we'll be left with the section in the middle, which is exactly the probability that we are looking for. So if you want the probability of being between two numbers, we take the probability of being less than the bigger number, which is here negative 1.52, and subtract off the probability of being less than the smaller number. And we can just look each of those up in the table. So we'll look for negative 1.52 and negative 2.61. Negative 1.52 will give us this probability of 0.0643. So let's add that to our chart here, 0.0643. And then negative 2.61 in the table gives us this value of 0.0045. So that is what we will subtract off. And so we're left with a total probability of 0.0598.